If you've got a situation where you could use some outside advice from people who don't know you, so it's going to be unbiased, slide into our DMs on Instagram. We may feature you next week. ADAMNALLISON. It's Y101. What do we have from Brad?
Got some family drama. Calling him you break it, you buy it, Brad. He says, how should I deal with the damage my nephew caused? I was out of town for 2 weeks with work, and I asked my brother if he could look after the house. And he said that he'd have my 19-year-old nephew stay a couple of nights to house sit. I agreed, but I guess my nephew had a few friends over. They broke my TV and damaged my couch. I've told my brother he needs to pay for the damages. He's trying to set up a payment plan for his son, but I think he should pay it up front. What do you guys think?
601-995-1017. So the nephew breaks everything. The nephew's an adult, okay? So I think that the father of this nephew, Brad's brother, needs to be uninvolved. It is between the nephew and the Uncle Brad at this point. So if I would hope that, he's family, you love the kid and everything, he just made some mistakes. I would hope you would be you would maybe set up a payment plan. But if you don't want to, if that's not going to be the agreement, then that's fine. But it's going to be between the nephew and the uncle there. The father of the child, because he's not a child, he is an adult at 19 years old, does not need to be involved. He should not be giving his opinion to the uncle on whether or not they should set up a payment plan. He should not have to pay for it up front himself. Certainly not that.
Whoa, I so disagree with you. Like, yes, the kid is an adult. He's 19. However, he was like, hey, bro, can you watch my house? Can you help out? Mm-hmm. And the brother was like, nah, but I'll have my kid do it. So now the brother is responsible for what his child did.
Yeah, but Brad agreed. Brad was like, yeah, that's fine. No worries. That's cool.
No, I feel like that's like if I vouch for my friend for a job and then they mess everything up, even though they're an adult, that's going to reflect poorly on me. This brother said, yeah, my son can do this. And then the son did a bad job. That's going to reflect badly on the brother. The brother needs to cover the damages. And then if he wants his son to pay him back and set up a payment plan, he can do that. That's his choice.
Okay, so you recommend a bad person for a job or whatever, and then they end up doing a bad job. Yeah, it's going to reflect poorly on you. I agree. It reflects poorly on Brad's brother. But should you get fired because you recommended that person who screwed everything up?
Let's just say I've made a recommendation that wasn't great whenever I was in high school, and I had to cover that person for the work that they weren't doing to cover my butt.
All right. Well, I don't know. I think that the 19-year-old nephew, I would hope that his uncle is, just flexible enough to be able to set up a payment plan with them. But that is between you two. The brother should not be involved. But what do you think? Should the brother just cover the cost and have his son pay him back? Or is it between the uncle and nephew? 601-995-1017. Would love for your opinions and advice. Brad had his house trashed because his 19-year-old nephew was house sitting. Now, Brad asked his adult brother, the nephew's father, to watch the house, and he was like, nah, got my 19-year-old son to do it. And it turns out the house gets trashed. Now Brad thinks that his brother should pay him back for all of the damages, like the broken TV and everything else. But the brother's like, no, you need to work it out with my son. He's an adult. You figure it out. And I kind of agree with the brother. I don't think it should fall on him. I also don't think that a family should be torn apart because of something like this. So I hope we can all be like mature about this and just figure it out.
Yeah, but I think sometimes being mature means we all have to deal with our consequences. And so I agree with Yolanda, who says, I think he should treat it like co-signing. See if the nephew will be responsible to pay it. But if not, the dad, a.k.a. the co-signer, should be responsible. I think he should give the nephew a reasonable payment plan. I mean, I'm thinking the father needs to pay it up front, and then the father could work it out with his son, how the son is going to pay him back.
Ashley says, I agree that that the dad should have been more aware maybe of who all his son was having over since it's not their home. But I do think that since he's 19, him figuring out how to pay Brad back would be a great real life lesson of responsibility.
Kayla can easily put herself in the shoes of this 19-year-old nephew. She says, I did that when I was younger, and my aunt made me deep clean her house once a week and had me pay her $50 a week until I paid my dues. And she says, when I say deep clean, I mean toothbrush in every corner of the house for 5 months.
And I think that that is perfectly fair because not only are you paying the money back, you have the payment plan there, but you're also doing free services.
Yes.
So there's maybe your interest that you're earning. Like, Brad, do you need your grass cut? Leaves being raked? 601-995-1017. Morning, Chloe. What do you think?
I think that the dad should be involved, Adam, because the dad is the one that trusted the son to even go over there. Nobody asked the nephew to house seat. The daddy suggested that. So I think that the dad should pay his brother all the money, and the son and the dad need to set up a payment plan between each other.
I got you, Chloe. I see what you're saying. Don't necessarily agree with you, but I love you, Chloe. Talk to you later. Y101, who's this?
Adam, it's Adam.
Adam, what's going on? What do you think?
Oh, man, look, I'm going to tell you right now, man. I kind of agree with both of y'all. I'll say it like this. I think that the uncle should get up with the brother and be like, look, man, I'm kind of disappointed that your son tore thing up. Maybe you need to talk to him, but I do expect, the son to, or my nephew, should I say, to at least offer some sort of payment to help cover the cost. I do believe that both parties should be involved, one being that the uncle should tell the brother, hey, I'm not very happy with your kid, and you need to talk to him and help him understand why he needs to pay for his mistakes. The problem with the world today is we have way too many parents that want their children's mistakes to either fall on their shoulders and not accept the full responsibility and the weight of their decision.
Ooh.
It sounds like Brad's brother is going exactly with what you're saying there.
Yep.
It's like my children. My children know for a fact that, if you mess up, you're going to receive the consequences just like you did a great job.
Appreciate the phone call, Adam. My guilty pleasure, Adrian, says he needs to pay his brother back and let his son pay him back.
Yes.
What do you think, Jerry?
Brother, listen, we're looking at this from the wrong perspective.
Oh.
All right, we got to go outside the box with Jerry. What do we have?
Okay, if he asked his nephew to wash his car and his nephew came and washed his car for free, and then he said, you missed the spot, you owe me money because I now have to go wash the car, that's out of line.
Yeah, well, in that situation, I would say that the nephew just has to rewash the car, right?
Even though he did it for free?
Well, I don't know.
But also, isn't there something for the fact that this uncle originally asked his brother, and his brother was like passing the buck and said, nah, my 19-year-old kid can do it.
He's an adult.
I would tell him, look, it's better to replace your TV than your house.
There you go. I understand that perspective too. So you're basically telling Brad, it's you got to look at the glass half full here. Yeah, your TV's gone, but they didn't burn the place down. So what's the big deal?
Yeah, quit being scummy, expecting free labor from people.
Oh my gosh.
Appreciate you, Jerry. Have a good one.
Adam and Allison in the morning.